kind of figured out they're trying to distract me with these idiots so that I don't keep talking and focusing on what I'm truly focused on. Issac Kappy was my friend. I have been trying to bust the CA ring for decades now. My parents were involved with it. My stepmother, who's still alive. They keep trying to distract me. They don't want me to talk about Lucien Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, and his satanic after-school daycare things, because that is what is facilitating a lot of these CA rings. Because Lucien Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, has a long history of shutting down survivors. They have gone after me over and over and over. They tried to get me incarcerated in Washington. They took out a protection order on me. You can just type in go to Kent, Washington. Every single one of the 15 plus videos listed on that protection order had nothing to do with the petitioners. Nothing. Only and solely dealt with Doug Mesner. And why? Because he was trying to shut me up. They tried to do everything they could to shut me up. They don't want me talking about the gas station explosion in Erlin. But there was 2 explosions, not 1. But on the report it says there's 1. My sheriff, who they're all working with, never bothered to tell them that I was getting threats, constant threats, through emails that I was forwarding to him. He never told them that there were people across the street from the gas station that Saturday night. And it exploded that next Monday. Never bothered to tell them that. They've gone after my dogs. That was before. And the deputy, Donovan, that they were using to go after me a week and a half before that gas station explosion, unalived himself. And everyone in town knows they were trying to pressure him into doing something, which is why. And since it was all focused on me, they trashed my car. 3 minutes, no one had even called the sheriff's department, and 3 different deputies came from 3 different places and descended like they were expecting it. And the dude, the sheriff at the time, the deputy sheriff that gave me the police report, his last name was Gosh. So it was a message to me to know that it was done on purpose, because they knew that I would connotate Brandon Gosh with Johnny Gosh. I'm not saying that they're the same person at all. I've had to put a 9-foot fence around my backyard. I've had to put up security cameras all around my house, and it doesn't stop them. But I guess Amazon is being sued for selling the device that shuts off Wi-Fi. I have the sheriff, or I have the chief of police of Harlan on video for an hour and a half talking about the people that were harassing me now, where I live now. And then his deputy came over, it's that woman, right after I put up the cameras. And this was less than a week after Donovan was taped, wanting to know where all my cameras are focused on. And I have that on video because it was on my Ring camera. Then the very person that I was complaining about shows up at my house and gives me their phone number 4 times, wanting me to call them. I didn't call him because I knew what was happening by that time. I knew that they were going to say, oh, he's calling and leaving us harassing messages. So I never called them. They are trying to shut me down because they do not want things about Issac Kappy investigated. They don't want things about my past and my stepmother investigated. They don't want me to talk about how Captain Underpants and the Goblin Dowd, those of you who know me know exactly who I'm talking about, who were sending me pictures of my town and my newly painted house that I had just painted the fall before. So there's no pictures online, let alone Zillow. And while they're doing that, my best friend drops over and perishes. They don't want anybody talking about that. So they're trying to get me focused on this crazy woman who talks in a little girl's voice and wears clothes that a 9-year-old girl should wear. They're all working in conjunction with each other. They're not opposition. They are controlled opposition. And they are trying to hide the very group, that satanic Nazi CA group that the FBI started to bust in last September in New York City. Because they already got busted. And they're trying to hide it. And I'm the one out there who is really trying to bring the focus back to the whole situation so that people stop watching their frickin' circus, because they're just a bunch of clowns. Thomas, I believe, is the one who instruments it all. But they're all working together. Notice how every survivor who has come forward, or anyone who has talked about it, notice how this entire group, even though they're supposed to be in opposition to each other, descends on that person. Look at what they did to Issac. They descended. They have tried to take me out over and over and over. It is not my fault that they are incompetent. And this whole argument of, well, if they wanted to take you out, you'd be dead. How do you win against that argument? I can show where they've tried. Repeatedly. Over and over and over and over and over. This whole thing, and they'll tell me, you haven't helped one child. Well, it's not for lack of trying, but look at me. Do I look like Rambo? I don't think so. You know? They want your focus to be on anything other than this CA ring that they're all involved with and they're all trying really hard to protect. That's why they're doing what they're doing. So don't buy into it. I could give a shit less. You know, maybe, and this goes to the crazy woman, if you don't want me to do anything, stop putting mentionings on your videos on YouTube. It's not like I go seek out any of your BS. For any of you, Captain Underpants will do 5 videos in one day. I don't watch them. I don't care. I'm just interested to see when it comes up on my mentions. They're trying to distract you, just like they did Issac. And why are they doing what they did? Because for the last 4.5 years, you've all been convinced that it was Oprah Winfrey and Tom Hanks on that bridge with Issac Kappy when he perished. Why wouldn't they continue doing their crap? It obviously works on a lot of people. And people wonder why I get frustrated with this.